Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. So glad you could attend. Step inside, my friends and movie maniacs, as we take a look at a sequel to an indie horror film that we covered a while back that got a facelift, so to speak. Yes, this film is a sequel to Axeman at Cutter's Creek, aptly named Axeman at Cutter's Creek 2, brought to us by Justin Feeney, giving us events that happened right after the events of the first film. We're introduced to a new character named Deputy Darlene Whitfield, who is a law enforcement officer who's sent out to the woods, to the ill-fated cabin, to do an investigation, and, well, she actually runs across a survivor from the first film, and she also runs across the Axeman, and this sets off a series of events that involves a group of religious folks looking to get in touch with the Church of the Great Outdoors and getting mixed up in this whole Axeman mess, the gory, bloody mess. We see Deputy Darlene try to assemble a posse to go after the Axeman, and if things haven't gotten even more out of hand, well, there's a new group of criminals looking for the money that was stolen by the first group of criminals in the first film. And yeah, all of this is in mayhem and chaos as secrets are revealed, as well as entrails in Axeman at Cutter's Creek 2. Wow, this film was so much fun. This film is a independent, gory blast that will keep you guessing where the story's going, with fun characters, brutal kills, and twice as much mayhem as the first film. I really didn't know what to expect from this film, and let me tell you, it surprised me on a number of levels. First off, I love the Deputy Darlene Whitfield character played by Ariella Brockfeld. She just is fantastic in here. You get behind her. She is so much fun to watch. She's so into this character. And she doesn't just get to be a badass. She also has she gets to show some emotional side as well, as dark secrets are revealed to her. Her mom is played by Monique Parent, and she does a wonderful job in here. She really brings some weight to the scenes that she's in. With all the characters in here, there's not a whole lot of time spent with many of them, but the time we do spend is wonderful for sure. Then we've got we'll get to my favorite character in a minute, but as I mentioned, we do have 3 survivors from the first film. 2 of them are being played by different actresses, but they are the same characters, as you can tell by their wounds that they sustained from the first film. Who knew they would survive? It was a little suspension of disbelief out of the window, but I don't care because it made it for even more fun. So yeah, and those characters are played by Justin Feeney, who shows up in front of the camera, as well as Whitney Nielsen and Kalina Mai, who I don't want to reveal who they are in case you haven't seen the first film. Maria Olsen shows up in here as Adele, the kind of right-hand person to Darlene. I loved seeing her in here. And then we get to this batch of just the religious folk who were the dynamic between them was just. Oh, I loved how they were written, because at first you get the one impression, but as the movie goes along, you realize their true intentions, and it just goes dark. But it was so fitting for this world that this film takes place in that I really loved that approach. Farrah Abraham's in here as Fanny Ray Baker, Ari Hayter in here as Irma Jean Manley, and Alan Merritt as Jim Ed Baker. I love that all of them have 3 people names. 3 word names in here, and yeah, I just this group is fun to watch. They're hilarious. Irma Jean, especially Ari Hayter, really plays her to the hilt, and with this kind of controlled darkness to her, and a survival instincts. And man, I wasn't quite sure how to feel about her character. There's also the 4th part member of this group, played by Edward Gus, David Manley, and yeah, he has 2 words in his name, so he's not quite part of the group, as you get that feeling. He doesn't quite fit in with them. All the crooks that show up in here are wonderful. They're a bit cliche, but that's okay, because they're still fun, and the people playing the parts are having fun. But who is really having fun are 2 characters in particular. Hannah Landberg playing the Kesha character. She shows up, and she's in chains, and you're not quite sure what her character is. And I loved the mystery surrounding her. Now, there is a little bit more that you learn about her, but you got to get the physical media release that they will eventually be coming out with if you want to learn more about her. And the other character who ended up just being my favorite psychotic character, Sunshine, played by Jackie Holland. Wow. Just wow. she she brings so much to this character that I just, every scene she's in, she's stealing. Even the quiet ones when she's not being so manic, but a whole, man, is she vicious and yet so bubbly and bright about it. There's just this wonderful mixture of her personality versus her actions that, yeah, she really helps bring an extra level of character to our batch of criminals. And our Axeman really does fantastic in here, being the killer, just being the big brute, being very scary. They even explain some things of how he was able to survive some of the actions taken by individuals trying to defend themselves in the first one and in this one. So I liked that. I liked that there was a little explanation in there. But yeah, extra gory, brutal kills in this film. The blood flows aplenty, and it is practical. Thank you very much. So there you have it, folks. Axeman at Cutter's Creek 2 doubles down on the brutal kills, the amount of characters, and the slasher fun that you will have with this movie. A high production value and an indie film that I couldn't recommend more. But you got to see the first one, and the first one was solid. This one, wow, they really went all out, and it paid off, at least for me. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out our Patreon if you haven't already. We got a lot of great stuff there. Subscribe and bells and whistles and all that here onto YouTube. Hoping to get to 2,500 subscribers by the end of the year, but we can only do that with your help. So thank you for your support, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.